my name is Janet and welcome to this series, 21-day series of the healthy benefits of a daily yoga practice. And each day I focus on a different common ailment that we have in our human bodies and how yoga can help. And so today we're focused on the knees, and boy, I do hear a lot of people challenged in the knee joint area, and it could be how we're using our knees. So if we strengthen the muscles that support the knees and we move the knees in a way that they're designed to be moved, then maybe we alleviate or even eliminate knee problems. So to understand the knee joint area, it's a flex and extension joint. So the knee itself can flex. Oh, there's flexion and there's extension. Flexion, extension. Different than other joints of the body, like the shoulders and hips, for example, can rotate their ball and socket joints. So keep that in mind as we move through the practice. Some of the areas where people might have challenges in the knees are things that take the knees side to side, especially in a partial flexion. So when the knees are in full flexion, they're pretty much stabilized. When the leg is extended, pretty stable, although of course you don't want to get knocked in the side. But when the knees are in partial flexion, like, hey, a golf swing, a Zumba class, that's when the knees get a little more challenged. The way we stabilize our knees is strength. So one of the best yoga moves and gym moves that you can do for your knees are squats, because squats are going to move and strengthen the primary muscles that support the knees, the quadricep group of muscles and the hamstring groups of muscles. So we'll do a set of squats together. You're going to start having your feet about hip distance apart. And when you look down at your feet, it's important that your feet are forward. So some people's natural stance would be to be pigeon-toed, toes turned in, or maybe like a dancer with some turnout. And that aligns, okay, the hips and the ankles, and then the knee is taking all the brunt of that work. So try to have the outer edges of your feet parallel to one another and hip distance apart for this. So the same distance as two fists between your arches is hip distance for your anatomy. So as you start, let's use a little arm strength here. Reach your arms out at shoulder height, breathe in, and as you exhale, start to sit as if you're about to sit into a chair. And you can go as high or as low as you like. This is important. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. If I sit and I move my knees forward, I'm putting undue strain on the knees. So look down, and if you don't see your toes, back your tush up. So think about leading with your butt going back. Let's do that. Breathe in, rise up, quadricep muscles working. Exhale, sit down, hamstring muscles engage. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit down. Breathe in, rise up. Good. Breathe out, sit down. Let's do one more set. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit deep. Good. As you inhale, rise up. Let's lower the arms. Good. And come to standing nice and tall. So, in order to strengthen some of the other muscles of the support group that helps to support the knees, we're going to strengthen now the front of our hips, called the hip flexors. In order to strengthen the hip flexors, we simply lift the leg in front of us as if we're taking a step. So let's start with the right leg and just lift the right leg up. Now bring your hands to your hips and try to keep your hips level. Sometimes in the swing gait of walking, our hips pivot a little bit. But to work the muscles today in this practice, I want you to just lift the knee as high as you comfortably can, maybe hip height, but keep the hips level by keeping your hands on the hips. Good. Go ahead and lower the right leg down, or whatever leg you started with, and do the other leg. Can you feel the muscles right there in the hips? They shorten and tighten. Hip flexors. Flexion of the hips. Good. Let's bring it back down. Do it again. Lifting the right knee up. And then slowly lower it down. And here we go. The left knee lifts. And we lower it back down. Awesome. So the beauty of our body is it works in symmetry. So the counter muscles would be the gluteus muscles, the butt muscles. I'll turn to the side for this. Again, your hands can be on your hips. It's a little more challenging. So if you're challenged for balance, you might want to hold on to something like a dresser or a chair. So let's shift onto the left foot and take the right leg directly behind us. Can you feel your butt muscle engage? Try to lift the leg up behind you. Good. And then bring the right foot to the mat. And let's do the other side. We're going to shift onto the right leg and take the left leg and lift it up behind you, working the gluteus muscle, gluteus maximus primarily muscle there. And then bring it back down. Let's do that again. You're going to shift to the left foot, lift the right leg behind you. Good. Bring it back down. And one more time, shift to the right foot, lift the left leg behind you. Excellent. Bring it back down. Awesome. So the other muscles that help to support the knee joint are the adductor muscles of the inner thighs and also the muscles on the outer legs, like the IT band is right through there. So another way to help strengthen the muscles that support the knees is to move the legs laterally or out to the side. So let's try that. You can have your hands on your hips. It'll help you keep your hips level, or place your hand on a chair. Shift onto your left foot and take your right leg out to the right. And then bring it back down. Can you feel the muscles out there engage? Do it again. Right leg out and back in. One more time. Right leg lifts out to the side. And I almost lost my balance. Comes in. Let's try the other side. Shift to your right leg, the right foot, and take your left leg out to the side. And then bring it back. Let's do that again. Lift it to the left. Lower it down. One more time. Left leg lifts. Left leg lowers. So that worked the outer part of the legs. We counter that by working the inner thighs. I definitely recommend holding on to something for this. It's a little bit more challenging. We're going to take our right leg out to the side, lift the foot, flex it, and see if you can cross the right leg in front of the left. You're working the inner thighs. Take it out, sweep it back. One more time out to the side, bring it back. Good, and then bring your right foot down, and let's try that on the other side. Shift to the right foot, lift your left toes out to the side, flex your foot, and cross the left leg in front of the right, working the inner thighs. Take it out to the side, bring it back. One more time. Nice. Good, so you just worked the inner thigh areas. So there are some more intense postures we do to really stabilize the muscle groups around the knees. If you have difficulty with your knees, I highly recommend grabbing a chair and using caution. And what we're going to do here are lunges. So it's easier to take a step forward than a step back. So step toward the back of your mat. Let's shift onto the left leg. Lift the right knee, hip flexors. Step the right foot forward. Now your back heel can be lifted and your hands on your hips. We'll try to keep the right knee over the right ankle as we lower the left knee just a little bit and bring it back up. There's that glute muscle. Let's bend the left knee, hover low, bring it back up. Can you feel that a little bit in your knees? Should be no pain. We're just strengthening the muscles that support the knee. One more time. Lower the left knee, come back up, and then let's push forward, step forward. Okay, second side. Here we go. We're going to shift to the right foot, step the left foot out in a nice long lunge, hands to the hips, square your hips, back heel is lifted, and then start to lower the right knee, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot, just like that. Good. And then straighten it out. Nice. We're going to do that 3 more times. Lower the right knee toward the mat and straighten the right leg. Woo! 2 more. Lower and straighten. Last time. Bring it down and back up. Nice work. Push off the back toes and step forward onto your mat or to the front. Fantastic. All right, so we've worked all the musculature around the knees, working the muscles to support the joint, the knee joint area. And that's how you keep your knees healthy. Doing it mindful, should feel good, a little bit challenging. Repeat those exercises, play this video over and over again, and I promise your knees are going to appreciate it. Here's to your good health. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, share with friends. And if you have some sort of a health challenge, send me a little note, comment below this video. Let me know what's going on with you, and maybe I can come up with a yoga practice that'll help your situation. Thank you.